Hey man, you ever looking to flatter?
Okay, we're heading back to the salt mine in Romania, Salina Turda, and this is perspective right here is going to be your vanishing point and where your parallel lines converge, and it's also your vanishing point where everything gets pinched off out on the horizon. Again, this is where we were located in Romania, and this is our walk down this tunnel. This tunnel was very long, which with our eyes, prospectively, we could not see anything beyond this point. Now, what was cool about this is as you're walking, things seem to open up and get wider and wider as you go along, just like you would, be walking down any particular tunnel or hallway. And as you walk down it, you see that everything is the same. The walls are the same. The ceiling's the same. The floor is the same. Now, the only difference with this tunnel, too, is as you walk to one side or the other, it gave you this appearance that these lights were curving. Maybe it's due to just our perspective being in a tunnel, semicircle. Or it could be because we were not centered, perfectly centered into the center of the tunnel. And here I was talking about sliding a light along a pipe, and this light appeared to go beyond a horizon, although my camera was leveled to this horizon. But we were discussing this, and later on I'll put out a video with the original audio with our trip down in this salt mine. Pretty interesting stuff. I'll put it out there, and I just let people look at it that are interested in this journey that we had. But as you see, as we're walking down, even these lights that are on the ceiling, they all look like they're all converging and bunching up as you look down it, but they're not. As you see, each light is separate. But also, if you look at the floor, it gives you that light like you would see over the water out on the beach, where that light just kind of seems to run back towards your feet. Now, these floors weren't really wet. They were like salty. And that salt just was like real shiny on the floors. Plus, two, this floor was not perfectly flat, which I'll show you later on. And you have to take into consideration, just like on the ocean, we call it sea level, everything's level, but it's not really level. And these little waves and swells will also create an obstruction the lower you get to that water line. So our perspective is that these little imperfections in this floor will block out and obscure anything lower on the floor farther and farther away. Another good thing about this light, as you'll see, how the light distorts and also blinds you from seeing the object 100%. Like this guy's looks like he's headless coming down the hallway, and that's something that I'm always talking about, the angle of light blocking out things and also causing you to be blinded by the light. When I'm out on the water and I'm looking out and I see water really, really far out there on a good visible day, And then on a really, really bright day where the visibility isn't good, the water appears to be cut off at a much closer distance to me. This is an illusion because there is water further out there, because obviously I can see boats that look like they're floating in the air, which you see in a lot of my videos. And I hope some of the people in Romania don't mind being YouTube friendly, because I didn't block anybody's faces out. But, you know, they're quite a few thousand miles away, and I really don't think that they would mind. But again, you know, you're looking down this tunnel, and I zoomed in here a little bit, and you get these eccentric rings going back, and then these rings even start kind of blending in. In the video, I talked about how the lights appeared to get smaller and smaller as they got further away. But, you know, doing this with a cell phone, the light all kind of like blended together, and you really couldn't get a good perspective of the individual lighting going down the hallway. But with you know, the camera, it almost gives you this effect of magnification in a sense. But look here, as I go closer to the floor, how these people out here in the distance, they seem to get cut off at the legs. Of course, that's the imperfection in the floor, and how the little waves and swells will block out farther objects, distant objects. And that's one thing that we're always talking about when we're out on the water, how the bottoms of objects will vanish first. This isn't due to curvature, it's due to the obstructions, and also due to angular resolution. Angular resolution should have also been in the title. But, you know, prospectively, as we're looking down this tunnel, you do not see the end. All you see is it being pinched off in the distance. Also, too, right here, we are kind of getting blocked out by people coming down this long tunnel. It was a pretty straight tunnel, so it's pretty interesting how they were able to carve this thing out, you know, a long time ago in the past, almost in a pretty perfectly straight line. So they must have had, you know, some kind of technology to keep them going pretty straight. Not unless this was built at a later date, but it doesn't look like it because it does still look pretty old. Here I got a little better focus on my camera. Also, you can see how that light is being distorting this man as he walks down through there. You see he's kind of headless. And you see how that light will also block out his legs as the light goes between his legs. It kind of distorts and hides part of this man's body. Same thing out over the waters. We have that light distorting, blinding us from seeing stuff that's further out there, that is out there, but you just cannot see it. You can't resolve it with your eyes, and you still cannot resolve it even with a zoom camera. But what you'll see, as you see in like my boat videos where I'm tracking boats, you'll see boats that appear to be floating in the sky, which they are not. They're literally on the water that you practically cannot see. Again, this is my perspective of this, and as I go higher, the floor will come up to the ceiling more, and then when I go lower, the floor will go toward the ceiling more. It's all due to your perspective height and your angle, as far as how far you're going to be able to see. Also, your visibility plays a big role in how far you see. The better the visibility, the better the angular resolution, the farther out that vanishing point will become. All right, thanks a lot, and I hope this made sense. Have a good day.